Is it possible to grow a Pokemon business in 2024? Let's check it out. Alright guys, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG and thanks for joining today. Today we're going to be talking about can you grow a successful Pokemon business in 2024? It's important information, and if you want to know how to do it, we'll have a discussion about it right here. But before we do that, if you are new here, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like. Greatly appreciated to help out the channel and move us along as we continue to grow here on YouTube. So today I'm going to be talking about myself first and what I did that was successful in 2023, and then I'm going to talk about what my plans are in 2024 and how I plan to continue to be successful in Pokemon as we move forward. So the first thing I want to talk about is that earlier in 2023, if you follow the channel, and if you haven't, I'm going to give you a recap. In 2023, in February, I talked about wanting to make my hobby 100% sufficient. I didn't want to be bringing any external money into my hobby from my personal family's account and growing my hobby. I wanted to do it all internally and stop taking money outside. That was my goal in 2023, that by the end of 2023 that this business or hobby would be 100% self-sufficient. Well, in short terms, I have done that. I have officially stopped taking any personal money from my family's account and bringing it into the business. Now, when did that occur? About May. I really put my mind to it. I really started working different avenues in the hobby, and I really started to adjust how I was doing things in order to really efficiently fine-tune it. Now, I don't do this full-time. This isn't a full-time business. This isn't something that I just have all the time in the world to put into. I run a full-time business. I work close to 65 hours a week in that business. We have a farm. In the summertime, I am extremely busy with the farm, and yet I was able to successfully transform a hobby that I was taking money out of my family's account to continue to put into it, to continue to buy what I want, and turn it into a self-sufficient system, and also continue growth in my investment and in my business. I didn't lose ground. I actually went up faster due to the fact that I was doing this. So, number one question you guys are probably asking is how did I pull that off? What were my processes in order to do that? Well, today I'm going to break down what were the top 3 ways that I pulled that off. First and foremost, the number one way that I was able to make a large part of my income in 2023 towards my Pokemon business was in bulk. Bulk sales went up a lot because I spent a lot of time taking my last 2 years of bulk, sorting them, alphabetizing them, getting them into the boxes that you see behind me today, and started to put them together in order to have sales on TCG Player. Now, I did not join a TCG Player Direct right as of yet. It's something that I want to do here in the near future. I'm probably going to do that in 2024. That's kind of my overall goal. But currently, I was just doing it myself. I would alphabetize, I would take the orders, I would sit there and print the envelopes, and I would ship out the cards to everybody just by myself. I didn't send them to TCG Player. I was just going by that because the fact of the matter is that I'm very small and I didn't have a ton of bulk. My bulk has really expanded in 2023. Once again, when you start to get income from those particular sales, and then you go ahead and you buy more bulk collections. I offered bulk sales. I was going out to places and buying bulk from stores. I pulled in a lot more bulk, and what you see behind me is only one shelf. I got a whole shelf right here, and I also have another shelf outside of my studio of just bulk that I have amassed over the last year. And yes, it isn't very expensive to do. It's a lot of work to sort it. I don't have any robots. I do. It's my son. But I don't have any robots to do that work. Him and I did a lot of sorting, making sure now that when I bring a collection in, we do the sorting right off the bat to make sure that everything is just in line for these sales. I add them in a TCG Player through the spreadsheets, and I continue to just move forward in that fashion. It's been working extremely well, and that's probably amassed about 60% of my growth in sales in my hobby in 2023. Next question is what has been the next one? Well, the next one was sealed. I had a really good success in buying sealed investments at a low price at the beginning of the year, and then taking them, or prior years, making that inventory of extra stuff that I didn't necessarily want to hold or wasn't planning on holding long term, taking that and actually turning it. So I would buy booster boxes of, let's say, Chilling Reign. I wanted to keep 2 of them back for long-term investment, but I also had 5 of them. So I decided that when it hit $145, I went and sold a total of 3 of those cases. Why? I purchased them at $80. There's a great amount of income potential inside of there to be able to take that potential income and buy new things that have more investment potential in the future. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up buying more product with my Chilling Reign, such as Obsidian Flame, Paradox Rift, going into Paldea Evolved and base set, Pokemon 151, taking that income, and then I'll talk to you about what I did that at in the third part of my successful year in 2023. So I took that. I actually grew more inventory in order to be able to use that for my advantage and leverage that into more income. Once again, taking things like sealed products too. The other part of the sealed products is taking products like this and breaking them down. So if anybody doesn't know, these are just still out there sitting around on shelves. Right now, Walmart is selling these things currently for $18.98 a tin. So $19 a tin for this particular tin. That's $3 off of the particular price. Now, why is this a good thing? Well, I will go right here and show you, just as just one example, where you can actually arbitrage. I don't want to keep the tin. The tin is just a lot of dead space. But if we go ahead and open one of these, you get, of course, the first thing you get is this part right here. And I'll show you. You get this Sylveon card inside of here. That is 70 cents right now on TCG Player. But these tins come with a Brilliant Stars, a Fusion Strike. Ooh, look at that. That's what I'm after right there. The Evolving Skies and another Evolving Skies. Now, does anybody know currently what Evolving Skies is going for on the open market? Well, currently a pack of this is going for about $10 to $11. If you buy them on TCG Player, they're about $8.50. But I'll tell you where I'm getting $10 to $11 on these particular packs. So that'll be part of the next section. Once again, this has been another big successful part of my overall business in 2023 and how I've taken money from myself in the hobby instead of going external and bringing money in. That was my goal. Get rid of that external source, make it all internal, and be successful at doing so. Those were the 3 main things I wanted to do. Internal money, no more external money, and success. I wanted to see growth inside of my actual investments. So once again, that was the second big thing that I did, is turn some of my sealed product that I had as inventory and actually start to use that. Make sales. Start selling stuff, guys. Using different sites. TCG Player. I used TikTok. I used eBay. I used Mercari. I used Facebook. And started making those sales. Get comfortable with selling stuff. Everything is, something that's for sale. If the price is right, even if you don't really want to sell it and you're on the fence, if the price is right, list it high. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You get to enjoy it longer. But if it's something you really want, put it away. That's fine. You can do those kind of things. But overall, get comfortable with making that sale. Be comfortable with listing things. Understand terms and key terms that'll actually get those products seen, because that's the number one way to get success when it comes down to making this all an internal affair rather than pulling money from your personal accounts. Last thing that I did, and this has been probably the last percentage of it, which is about, at the end of the year, about 20% of the final. So 20% came from my sealed investments that got turned into inventory to feed the last 20%. What was that? TikTok. TikTok became a big part of my business. I have done a lot of work on TikTok to create a TikTok store and to create a live platform on TikTok to where I can potentially sell large quantities of products in a really fashionable amount of time. Now, this is where it comes back to, why is Evolving Skies important? Well, I can buy these Evolving Skies packs right now for around $8.59 in TCG Player from when I looked the other day. Right now, I am selling these on TikTok currently for $10.99 a pack. People love to just buy these things and rip them. And they buy them from people on there when they see them for sale. Once again, these are those avenues that we look at to how you could take something from even TCG Player, buying them at $8.50 and selling them for $11. There's a potential for income, especially since TikTok has had a big advantage. They have not given any seller's fees currently. Now, I know that that's going to end here shortly because it'll be 90 days on my shop. When I hit 90 days, they only charge 3%. That's what the agreement is afterwards. Still, 3% on a platform compared to TCG Player when you're talking 13%, 13% to eBay. You even use a lot of the other places like Mercari and that. They're 10% on those particular sites. So if you're looking at ways to reduce those fees, TikTok is also giving that opportunity. Once again, TikTok to me has been giving a lot of opportunities for growth when it comes down to your TCG platforms. Now, I'm not getting paid by TikTok to give you this information. I'm not getting any promotional money for doing so. I just want you to hear how I was successful in creating a business in 2023 and how I plan to assert that into 2024. So, in 2023, 20% of my income came from TikTok. That was the equivalent of about $5,000 just in sales on TikTok. That was income, profit from TikTok for sales. And that was only in about 4 or 5 months. That's how much I was able to turn between sealed product sales on TikTok and also doing rip and ships, selling individual packs, Pokemon 151, buying stuff at the store or on sale or from places, LCSs, and just marking it up and selling it there. People buy it. It's interesting to see how much more sales and how much more money will move on TikTok. Plus, TikTok is continually having promotions that give them discounts to be able to buy Lost Origins. I'm selling them for 145 when they were still 135 on TCG Player. I was selling them for 145 back on Black Friday, and people were getting them for about $105 shipped to their door because of the promotions. These are all things that are really good driving factors and why I chose to use TikTok. Now, can you be successful on eBay, on TCG Player, on all these others? Yes, you can. You can absolutely be successful on all of those. For me, I was looking for maximizing my profit dollars and where I could actually cut down all those extra fees, get rid of as many fees as I can, and have a good successful shop and grow with a potential platform. And that's why I went with TikTok. Now, how long these deals will last will allow you to run 90 days with no seller's fees, I can't tell you on that particular thing. This is just something that they are currently doing. I don't know if they'll be doing it in 6 months. What is my plans in 2024? How do I continue to grow this business? Now, my ultimate goal is in 2024 is that I want to try and get about $20,000 in income just on the TCG platform using TikTok as my main source. Yes, I want to pull in some more money out of the bulk. I'm going to continue to run the bulk business. But to me, TikTok is giving me a great opportunity to take my sealed product and be able to sell that I'm picking up, and also go live and use my personality to continue to sell packs and products to people on these lives. It's a lot of fun, guys. TikTok can be a lot of fun to enjoy and be part of. Once again, I'm not being paid to promote this. I'm just telling you what's successful. And I plan to continue to do that in 2024. Once again, taking and arbitraging packs such as Evolving Skies out of those tins for $18 or $19 currently on Walmart are a great opportunity to do so and take those packs and profitability. Those packs, literally, if I sell those 2 packs, I'm paying for that tin, and I still have these 2 packs to go and sell also. I can sell this one for another $3, and I can sell this one for another $4.50. Once again, I'm making $7.50 on every one of these tins. I just picked up 15 of them from Walmart, and I left half of them behind, so I might go back and get the other ones. Once again, this is the things you can do that grow your business and become successful in Pokemon. How can you grow your investments? Well, you can take the income from this particular sales and keep it within your hobby and put it towards your investment side. That way you're not using your personal money. You don't even have to worry about taking it out of your mortgage payment. You don't have to worry about the expendable money factor. In fact, if you need a little extra income, let's say you want to take a trip to a Collecticon, you want to take a trip outside and do something with your family, you can use the money from your Pokemon business to actually put towards that. That's a big difference than taking the money out of your house and putting it into your Pokemon hobby. It's a great feeling to have. Overall, I'll continue to give you updates throughout this year on how this has been doing, how overall the performance has been going, and I'll let you know if there's any issues that I foresee or have come up on TikTok when it comes down to the overall growth. I think it's fair that if I'm talking about my success there, that I tell you any of the failures that come up in the system, so that you guys can be aware of it and make decisions that are best for you. So once again, in 2024, we're going to grow the bulk business a little bit more. It's been really lucrative. It's been really successful. It's accounted for about 60% of my sales currently in the actual market itself. I'm going to continue to buy my investments in Pokemon products. I'm still going to retain sealed products as investments and put them away. 5 cases of Evolving Skies, they're not going anywhere. I'm not touching those booster boxes. 2 cases of Chilling Reign, they're not going anywhere. 2 cases of Battle Styles, they're not going anywhere. Even Paradox Rift, Obsidian Flame, I'm still buying my investments in these particular products, but I'm doing so in a more efficient manner of inside the hobby, using the hobby, and using different avenues in order to create income. Time-wise, big question. How much time do I actually put into actual sales? Well, between YouTube, between my TikTok time and sales there, between my shipping and editing and things like that, I figured it out. I'm putting in about 14 hours a week. 14 hours a week that I am putting in total into my Pokemon endeavors. That's with TikTok, being here with you guys, doing my lives, going and spending time with other people on lives, sitting here doing shipping, packing, and labeling, doing alphabetizing, things like that. It turns out to be about 14 hours a week. It's not a huge time investment. I have it. If I need to back down, I can always back down. I can always not do as many TikTok lives. I can always cut back on TCG Player and shut it down if I'm overwhelmed. There's always ways to mitigate that and work with that. So once again, you're not necessarily stuck in a hobby format. You have the availability to adjust. If it's not full time and you need a break and you're going on vacation, shut it down. I just go and I hit the hidden on my shop on TCG Player. I shut down my shop on TikTok. I left for 4 days there, shut everything down, and I came back and I turned it back on and everything came back up. This is as if I didn't even leave. So once again, you're not committed. It's not like you need to do it all the time. But if you want that growth, the more visibility you have, of course, the more gains that you'll have overall. Hopefully, guys, this is a good direction for you guys as you're moving into 2024. If you're looking at taking this hobby and taking it from being an external source into an internal source of revenue, these were the things that were successful for me in 2023 to be able to finally do that completely, which was my goal in 3 years. And now I'm looking at being profitable going forward into 2024 and beyond. So once again, I will continue to keep you updated on where we're at for stats, for percentages of where everything's going. I'm not going to give you dollar amounts for a lot of these things, but I will show you on the community and on the actual subscriber page. If you subscribe to the channel, I'm going to show you percentages of where my income's coming, so you can see on the chart, on a pie chart, how it's adjusting throughout the year. I think it's fair that you can see that. I'll make TikTok, I'll make bulk sales, and then I'll also use my sealed sales to show you how it's adjusting and how things are moving overall, just so people can see. It's really interesting and cool to see how these things can undulate and move throughout the year. Maybe TikTok will take a big chunk for a while and then bulk will come back. We'll see. It'd be really cool to see month by month too how that's all laying out. So once again, guys, hopefully there's some good information. Hopefully this helps you guys out for where you're making decisions on growing, and maybe TikTok is an avenue. You don't need to go live. I like going live. That's my personality. I have no problem being in front of people and doing that stuff. If you don't, just start selling sealed product on there. Start selling packs. Start selling graded cards. There's people that sell all these things. Singles on TikTok. Create a store that works for you to benefit you. That's what you need to do. Once again, you can shut it down and deactivate it anytime if you're leaving for a while or just get overwhelmed. That's the beauty of it. You can change and adjust. It's not a full-time job. You can adjust to what works for you. And that's what I did through 2023 and became self-sufficient. So once again, guys, hopefully it's some good information. Hopefully this helps you out in your Pokemon journey, in your business, in your hobby, and in your collecting, and in your investing. Hopefully this is some good information. And if it was, please hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like. If you do like this information and like this content, check out the 2 videos I'm going to put at the end. And we'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.